He's frequently been told, if just they could say. Currently, in Seo's Wes Anderson's halt-motion animate Island of Dogs, the dogs do, and humans don't go off so in compare. Anderson, the CEO of freelance traffic consisting Moonrise Realm, The Great Budapest Inn and else Halt Motion, Fabulous Mr. Lissa, has collected lot of his normal collaborators, consisting Draft Murray, Greta Gerwig, Jeff Goldblum, Edward Norton, Tilda Swinton and Frances McDormand. Sames as well added the sounding of Bryan Cranston, Scarlett Johansson and Liev Schreiber, for the movie, set in the futuristic Megasaki town in Japan, that has a pervert mayoress who happens to be a cat boyfriend. Counterfeit news story is distribution by the authorities on the dog's creature a public health danger, and largest of the town's canines are badgered out of the town and exiled to a barren named Garbage Isle. Down there, the dogs must job along to escape death and discover their, yet, favorite owners. It is a sitcom, but Draft Murray believes how the is laid out to be a more than essential cinema rather than at first expected. He adds, if Wes's cinema is as nice as normal, it will include an effect on all of us. It seems love the subjects are really strong law currently, really relevant for the period. Murray, the proprietor of a dog named Tim Murray, telephone call the animals same characteristic of Sky, down there to educate us and says he necessary really slight belief to do an 8 cooperation in Anderson, following starring in his films consisting The Lifetime Aqueous and Rushmore. Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, Liev Schreiber, Jeff Goldblum, Bob Balaban and Murray, who act literary underdogs Head, Rex, Dots, Grand Duke, Tsar and Lug accordingly, written their key scenes along. We got along just one period and we written it in the cockpit chamber, Murray recalls. It happened to be a cockpit in New York, although we consumable several hours speaking and bark and proper more than hound-like in the trial. We had to decompress which we thick felt on dogs. It was a very extraordinary expertise. Bryan Cranston, who acting the conduct dog head, believes, love Murray, how Anderson has done a strong spot via a history of rhetorical and promotion, in the instance, versus dogs. They get purified love waste, he points of. The is a history of disenfranchised dogs, but how is as well a really actual expertise for humane beings in each nation and go of lifetime. Down there are disenfranchised human beings, the throwaways. And the demagogy of terror, the type how leads all the dogs of Megasaki town to be put on an isle to parry for themselves, is thing humans are behavior in as so. Yet Anderson, who company wrote the scenario in more than length time collaborators, actors Jason Schwartzman and Kunaki Nomura, advantage manufacturer Ancient Roman Coppola, says how a powerful policy declaration wasn't there at first intent in Island of Dogs. I requested to do a movie in Alpha Dogs, I requested to do a movie in a waste dumping, and I requested to do a movie on Japan, he explains. Once they all ended up as we told previous on we necessary to devise the policy of a town, and we knew down there would be a mayoress, a lead drawing. We've been work on the cinema with 2007 although, and newly we told so, the now seems law for the time. Down there were diminutive places wherever we got inspire of actual lifetime. Island of Dogs is crowded in Japan civilization, consisting haiku, taiko drummers and a bar on Garbage Isle done out of utilized sake bottles, as so as tributes to renowned Japan movie directors, and a vote cameo of Yoko Ono. Yet, in the British release, down there are no subtitles for any Japan dialogue, as Anderson relies on lot of it to be transferred as portion of the story. Down there has as well been a discussion among movie critics on the Seo's as called culture allocation of Japan in the movie, how, and largest of the baddest creature Japan. Yet, launch the movie at its planet opening in Berlin recent monthly, Anderson tends how Island of Dogs is a imagination release of Japan, addition, my sense is the is a history how could occur everywhere at any period. We all include a share loving of Japan movie and how's why he's set down there. The halt motion animate was created a few miles off of the actual life Island of Dogs, in London. Cranston, a personality confessed hound man, I am allergenic to cats, believes the animate is able of transmitting a communication how would be unfeasible for dwell activity. Same top environment of dogs is so easy, they wish loving and friendly communication, and they are so loyalist, and how's the top feature in any humane creature. By manufacturing an animate in dogs, Wes exposes humane traits with some beings, and he's facilitating to take humane characteristics the way rather than see them in dwell activity. Murray points out how on occasions while his dog has lost lacking, Sames encircled the neighborhood, put out flyers, employed some dogs to path his smell, though speak to dog detectives. But Schreiber thinks how the expertise of manufacturing the cinema has done him deassess his relation in his hound. I never stopped to believe how lot I loving dogs and how lot I underestimate my hound's friendly communication. He sits and waits for me to go household, and he's not a equitable exchanging, he says. Down there's thing down there on dogs and their failure to talk and yet their endless sympathy, down there's a class to us and every some while down there's no shared tongue or civilization. If dogs can do it, why can't we? Island of Dogs on Produce in the UK of Friday, March 30th.